Okay, continue in the lesson. I think I do this every time. I think it was in this one. Environmental protection and farming. Technology is now poised to leap into virtually every facet of the American economy. With a special receiver that taps the satellite signals, civilian users could determine their position by latitude. I read this part already. Some visionaries anticipate the day when virtually everything that moves in U.S. society, every shipping container, aircraft, car, truck, train, bus, farm, tractor, and bulldozer will contain a microchip that will track and in many cases report its location. This is no longer just a dream of some visionaries. It's actually occurring now. And Vart Beaning forgot to mention they'll be tracking your garbage as well. Massive computer systems, they say, will tie together the movement of assets in the economy, providing a sophisticated information system for status and location of goods. Communication satellites were the first great success in space, but GPS is going to dwarf that, said a former Hughes aircraft chairman. GPS is going to persuade everything we do. Eventually, the price will drop below $50. At that point, GPS will be inserted into a lot of other electronic gear. Sound familiar? That could instantly alert police for others to individual locations. Computerized maps are being used to track the spread of disease, pollution, and crime based on data collected from GPS systems. Hamburger chains pour over these kinds of computer generated maps to determine the best sites for new franchises. Interstate truckers use the system to keep tabs of their road taxes. Cities use the satellite system to dispatch emergency vehicles to track the location of passenger buses. Railroads are finally able to figure out where their trains are. Orbiting 11,000 miles above Earth, the 24 satellites are the heart of the system. An article appearing in ENR entitled Surveying Brave New Digital World included the following um, preface. Surveying and mapping tools have progressed significantly from the days of meticulously entering transit readings and survey notebooks. From the latest in survey marker technology to the latest in computer enhanced technologies, surveyors and engineers can do their jobs faster, better, and even more precise than ever before. And basically, Salakia, basically, as the book is saying, they want to track everything. And you ask, why is that? Because, at the end of the day, this is a pretty base man. I got a scripture, um, Second Thessalonians, Second Thessalonians 2. I'm gonna start at Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in the mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And who is that man? I mean, you got the falling away. Like you got right now, you got more people don't believe in a Most High power than like ever. You know what I mean? Like, look at how godless this world is, and then look at this man, the man of sin, who's being revealed at this moment right now, which is Esau Edom, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh. You know what I mean? He's the one, Esau is the person, the so called man that has actually, told you you don't have to, you know, you are a power upon yourself. All these crazy ass, goofy ass philosophies, you know what I mean? Esau Edom, actually opposing, what the Most High has actually created naturally with a man and a woman. He's telling you it's okay for you to allow your child. Like the brother's been bringing up that one case with the mother that allowing the little boy to actually be a girl, but then the father is in trouble because he doesn't want him to be a little boy, so he's trying to make him be a little boy. I mean, and Edom is the one that's pushing that. You know what I mean? Like just, you know, exalt of himself above all that is called Yahweh or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh sitteth in the temple of Yahweh, showing himself that he is Yahweh. And that's what this whole beast system is. He wants to be as the Most High. I mean, he wants to track everything. You heard what he said. They want to have a GPS and everything. I mean, like I said, you already got it in your fucking phone. You know what I mean? Like, now you got the chip in your car, your credit card. You know what I mean? Continuing back with the article. I'm gonna read that recent hardware advances, declining prices of hardware and software, and the greater availability of prepackaged data are making geographic information system technology and affordable and appealing technology for even the smallest firms. In some instances, state legislators are funding new initiatives or enacting legislation requiring GIS use throughout the state, and public utility commissions are mandating that the utilities use GIS to ensure efficient and low-cost public services. Consultants hoping to contract services to these organizations will have to move into the all-digital world or risk obsolescence. obsolescence. Many private sector clients, such as large engineering firms or developers, are also requesting surveying firms use computer aided designs or GIS on projects and deliver digital products. In this year's special section on surveying and mapping, we'll look at what's new today and what lies just ahead in products and services, including some exciting trends for users of GIS technology, global positioning systems, GPS, and satellite imagery, aerial photography. The application of GPS technology can run from the mundane to the Indiana Jones Adventure Project. For example, one company was contracted to map a Caribbean island about 10,000 feet off the coast of St. Thomas. Since it was used for jungle warfare training during and following World War II, there was a real possibility of unexploded ordnance remaining behind. Below, the engineering firm used the latest in both hazardous materials handling methods and surveying, including GPS, aerial photography, and GIS technology, to produce preliminary digital maps in just 30 days. Gone are the good old days when two guys stood behind tripods and waved at each other for the most part. One of the major uses of all those satellites is telecommunications in a myriad of forms. Informant magazine, AT&T, Roy Weber, director of new business concepts, asks the question, what this world's coming to. I'd be happy to tell him, but since he's the director for new business concepts, I'm sure he's one of those visionaries who is limited only by his imagination when it comes to what we can do with our technology in the future. Weber has promoted a six-theme program running the gamut for visual communications and telephone automated voice recognition to connecting the world with a multimedia broadband network and numbering you. Of course, that's my favorite. It is Weber's theme 5. We do everything wrong. We number telephones. You don't want to speak to the telephone. You want to speak to a person. We're developing global personal calling services that will find you anywhere. The editors actually felt obliged, I'm sure because of the content of the article, to assert a somewhat tongue in cheek preface between the title and start of the article. For Weber, these questions are not simply a matter of intellectual curiosity. They are the part of the exercises of inventing the future at AT&T. And T. And when you go into the history of AT&T, like AT&T is the one that first came up with that supercomputer. You know what I mean? Like people don't like Ohio Bill, AT&T. That I forgot. Like they was one of the ones that had a lot to do, like I said, with the first supercomputer. And may we remind you that AT&T has always been right up there with the big banks, MasterCard and Visa, when it comes to development and promotion of smart cards. Let's see what subject of satellite telecommunications. In under 30 years, Satellite communication became an absolute necessity for international transaction. Today, the demand is such that hundreds of new satellite launches are being planned. Motorola's Iridium project, for example, will ring the planet with 66 satellites permitting portable phone users to talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time. Can you imagine how amazing and sensational this announcement was at the time? How desensitized technology has made us all. A true multinational effort is underway, include Japanese money in manufacturing and Russian orbital launch capabilities. Two competing consortiums have also begun staging their own satellite-based competitive global communications efforts. Charles Reich also noticed that technology and society were at odds. What we have is technology, organization, and administration out of control, running for their own sake, and we have turned over to this system the control and direction of everything, the natural environment, our minds, our lives. It's hard to say it much better than that, but as the title Swartz Swartz to his book Information Warfare applies, he continues to issue warning about the pitfalls involved. Not all of the switch connections are made through and across wires of copper and fiber optics. Communications increasingly use the airways as we see in the proliferation of cellular phones. Motorola's multi-billion-dollar Iridium project and microwave and satellite transmissions. The electromagnetic ether represents a new battlefield for the information warrior. Cell phone conversations, for example, are wide open to interception by a 179 scanner device that can be bought from Radio Shack, Monitoring Times magazine, or dozens of other sources. Courts have upheld that there is no reasonable expectation of privacy when one is talking on a cellular phone. Okay, I'm gonna skip that and go straight to the radio frequency identification card. Most readers are undoubtedly familiar with the development of the radio frequency identification technology that, under certain applications, is forecast to be connected to future human enhancement technologies, especially neurosciences, brain machine interfaces, and cybernetics. These RFID chips employ tiny integrated circuits for storing, processing information, using the antenna for receiving and transmitting the related data. This technology is most commonly applied as a tag for tracking inventory with radio waves at companies like Walmart, where consumer goods are embedded with smart tags that are read by handheld scanners for supply chain management. In recent years, RFID technology has been expanding within public and private firms as a method for verifying and tracking people as well. We first became aware of this trend a while back when the chief of police, Jack Schmig of Bergen County, New Jersey, a member of the police force for more than 30 years, received a VeriChip implant as part of an applied digital solution strategy of enlisting key regional leaders to accelerate adoption of his product. Wow. Kevin H. McCloughan, chief executive officer of VeriChip Corporation at the time, said of the event that the high-profile regional leaders are accepting the VeriChip, representing an excellent example of our approach to gaining adoption of the technology. And that's just deep, and just show you how Esau really got these people brainwashed. That's a part of their system, like these law enforcement and these military individuals. And now, first, I don't think that all law enforcement or all military is going to just automatically comply, but majority of them are. You know what I mean? Like you see who the first. You know what I mean? Like they just signed up, just like so. You more property of the system than anything. You know what I mean? Anyhow, continue. Note that VeriChip Corporation was renamed to Positive ID Corporation on November 10th, 2009, through the merger of VeriChip Corporation and Steel Vault Corporation. Through a new aggressive indoctrination program called Thought and Opinion Leaders to play a key role in adoption of VeriChip, the company set out to create exponential adoption of its FDA cleared human implantable RFID tag. According to information released by the company, the implantable transceiver sends and receives data that and can be continuously tracked by GPS. Enough said. The transceiver's power supply continuously, so that means that they're gonna always and you know, does that not like when you take time to think about it, like I say, if you could be continuously tracked, and Esau wants to try and keep a hold of his kingdom because he only has a short time. What scripture is that where it says? think it's in Revelations. Bear with me for a second. Revelations 12 and 12. Say, therefore, and rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And when you take time to think about it, like that's just in the spirit, because I was listening to one brother, Man of Valor, and even though he's not GMS, he's House of David, you know, pretty much the same doctrine. You know what I mean? I actually got hip to him through a GMS member. At the end of the day, he was talking about, this New Year's Eve, the Dow dropped like 650 points. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's a short time. So of course they want to implement this fucking system. And, you saw it to a certain extent, but we all agree in the spirit that next year, 2019, is going to be more of a push on this chip. You know what I mean? Continuing. Excellent example of our approach to gaining I read all that. According to the information released by the company, the implantable transceiver sends and receives data that can be continuously tracked by GPS. The transceiver's power supply and actuation system are unlike anything ever created. When implanted within the body, the device is powered electromagnetic. The device is powered electromechanically through the movement of muscles and can be activated either by the wearer or by the monitoring facility. You hear that shit? It can be activated by the wearer or by the monitoring facility. So what makes you not think that they can hit a button? Because your body, like your heart, your body carries an electrical charge. So what makes you think that they can't hit a button if the monitoring facility can actually, activate it? Why can't they hit a button and take your chip out or take you out or something? In the wake of the terrorist attacks in New York City and Washington, D.C., an information technology report highlighted the company's additional plans to study implantable chips as a method of tracking terrorists. We've changed our thinking since September 11, 2001, and company spokeswoman Salakia spokesman said, now there's more of a need to monitor evil activities. Will you green for the RFID mark of the beast before it's news? And that's the article, beforeitsnews.com, alternative. Will you green for the RFID mark of the beast? And you're going to have a lot of, incarcerated Jake. And not just Jake, Esau, Edomites, all nationalities. But, majority is Jake is locked up, And I was listening to one of the apostles go into that, at one point. I think it was Elder Malcolm at one point in time, before, the push of the drugs in the black communities, majority of people that was locked up was Esau. Now you look years later, and majority locked up is Jake. But Elder Malcolm actually, I don't know the scripture. I should have wrote it down. And I was about to end, but he went into the scripture and he tells like that was prophesied. You know what I mean? In the prison houses. Maybe I should try and look it up, but my point being is, like I said, and 9 times out of 10, Jake on the take it, like Jake is so and Esau know this. Jake is so foolish, what I mean. Jake want to be in on the latest thing, not paying attention to, like let's just like you got people that would go get an Obama phone, but they already got a cell phone. Cause you know what I mean, like Jake, you just think like that. Now it's a difference if you ain't have a phone and you had the Obama phone, then you end up getting an actual phone. But why would you anything like they said? You got to question anything that's given to you for free from, especially from this administration or just government period. You gotta remember, I mean, we was just talking about this last week at camp. This is the same government that sold drugs to its own people to actually fund a war. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's how shady and scandalous and fucking the devil Esau is. And with that, Salaki, with that, I'm gonna end the lesson. Um, Call hello Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakah Kodash Barakatah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to the Akwath and the Akim out there listening and learning. Hopefully the lesson was edifying and Adawan Wartazah, I'm able to, finish actually the whole book. Until then, until next time, Adawan Ratazah, Shalom, Shalom, and a ball.